Prime Morrison was one of the most explosive and feared punchers in boxing, and his devastating left hook sent shockwaves of terror through the heavyweight division. By 1991, the Duke was at the peak of his powers, demolishing former challengers like they were mere stepping stones on his path to glory.
Some big exposed, and there's that wicked punch.
Still trying to get himself back into a good left hand, down goes Cross.
Yet there was a 6'4" Soviet monster rising from behind the Iron Curtain, quietly climbing the professional ranks and perfecting his craft. Yuri the Mauler Volin.
Meanwhile, Cannon is approached to the canvas here in the first.
He's through. Right now he's having that Yuri feeling.
Get ready as we take you on a journey through one of the Duke's most exciting fights. This is the Boxing Lab. Let's go. In the spring of 1991, the Duke rolled into Atlantic City as an undefeated knockout artist with a perfect 26-0 record, having just demolished former world champions and was being lined up for a title shot. But standing in his way was a cocky Soviet technician named Yuri the Mauler Volin, who walked into the fight with elite amateur credentials and a chip on his shoulder the size of the entire USSR.
Showdown with Yuri Vaulin, a great red Hulk who leads an invasion of newly turned pro Soviet boxers. Meanwhile, Cannon is approached to the canvas here in the first.
He's through. Right now he's having that Yuri feeling.
You will lose. Let's do it.
Volin had been one of the first Soviet boxers to turn professional in America, bringing with him the legendary Eastern Bloc training methods. And apparently, that was enough to convince him he could outbox the Hollywood pretty boy. So Morrison decided it was time to teach this Soviet import a brutal American lesson about what happens when you step into the ring with the Great White Hope.
He's one of the few of the Soviet fighters that are still around. They sent a couple of them back. I think it's a lot harder than Vaulin.
And Vaulin bounced right into the ring. This has been set up as one of those Rocky IV.
From the opening bell, the Russian giant used his polished technique and size advantage to give Morrison serious problems.
Morrison just trying to check him out and see what he could do.
Well, Vaulin's moving the way that Tommy Gallagher didn't want him to move, and that's to his right. He wants a big left hook of Morrison's.
And Morrison slipped down. Opening round is scheduled for 10. The crowd reacts to Morrison's aggressive release. Morrison had told us you see him dipping down. He wants to. And Morrison doing some damage with both hands. Roundhouse.
Tommy Gallagher, Vaulin's trainer, told me he wants him nowhere near those ropes. He's got to stay in the center of that ring. But he hasn't done much other than throw that jab.
That's the punch again!
Screaming for him to throw that left hand. He thinks that Morrison's open for it, and Vaulin isn't responding.
And the final seconds of this first round of the heavyweight fight, Yuri Vaulin from Latvia. Round two.
Well, the CompuBox stat on the 33% landed by Vaulin and 17% landed by Morrison. Of course, he only threw 12 jabs. There goes that left hand that they were asking for, and he's landing it. As Morrison headhunting again, he should be hitting that body at every opportunity.
Morrison swinging and hitting air.
Target, this Vaulin, and his head, he leans back, he's tall, he should be hitting that body. It's the closest thing to him.
Morrison landing a right moments ago with the arrival of Muhammad Ali at ringside.
Another Vaulin. Morrison's starting to look puffy already, and it's only been a round and a half.
Said they expected the fight to be difficult, that Vaulun was awkward. They wanted to get Morrison some rounds. But they had already looked ahead and tried to book.
They might have been putting the
left for Morrison.
Putting the cart ahead of the horse going right now. A lot of people thought this fight was going to end real early.
Little blood around the mouth of Morrison.
He gets several jabs right off the chin, and that opened him up rather early.
Against the Russian fighter.
I'm here.
Vaulun's killer instincts here. Tommy Gallagher said he had a hard time getting him to really open up on his damage tonight. Look at that, putting a three-punch combination and getting out. This is what he got to do all night to win the fight.
Okay. We wind down towards the end of the second round. Right hand from Morrison.
And, Tommy Morrison's manager told me they might have made a mistake taking this fight.
And Yuri Vaulun. Round 3, it's scheduled for 10.
Well, the jab seems to be the Vaulun landing 32% to Morrison's 9%. He's only thrown 22.
Vaulun's slick movement and technical boxing made Morrison work harder than expected.
What has he had? About 20 knockouts in his last 22 fights, I believe.
And all early. All in the first couple of rounds.
Well, Tommy Gallagher telling that's what he's got to do. Use that mobility and get out of the way of these big bombs.
Morrison has an injured right hand. Do you think that's telling a tale?
Well, you know, two guys with that right hand, but right now he's limited. He hasn't been throwing very much at all. It may be bothering him. You see, he didn't follow up after that. In fact, he doubled over in pain and fell to the canvas when he hit his sparring partner, Jerry Jones. Oh!
And Vaulun landing. He staggered Morrison.
He's got to stick to his game plan here, Vaulun. He shouldn't get overly confident because...
Point where Tommy Gallagher said Vaulun needed to go after him now. Don't let him off the...
To the outside. He's landing from the outside. Why quit there?
He lands again with a left. Vaulun putting on a show in the third round.
Putting on a show and catapulting himself to the Morrison. He's rated in the top 10 in all three categories here.
They're paying the price.
Morrison cannot just be content to throw those punches and stop. He's got to throw those
punches. Yuri Vaulun, who's taken over control of this fight through 3.
Here on the replay, you see Vaulun landing that jab. Bingo, right on the button with that left hand, and then followed up with that right hook to the temple. And that'll do a lot of damage in itself. Here again, another angle of that. And left hook right on the chin, followed by a left and another left. A beautiful three-punch combination. More of those combinations. If he doesn't do something to turn this tide in this fight.
Bonds here in the fourth. Lunged with a right.
Well, he came right back with his own 2 punches, but it looked like it... Vaulun told us yesterday that he depends on this right jab. That really is his bread and butter punch.
A left caught Vaulun going backwards.
When Vaulun does get on the inside, he's allowing, when Morrison gets on the inside, he's allowing Vaulun to tie him up on the inside. Should take advantage of it on the inside. Another 1-2, Lent.
Referee Steve Smoger telling Tommy Morrison to punch his way out of there. Morrison had said something to Smoger.
I'll let you work out of it. Go ahead.
And a left hand from Vaulun.
Your hands are loose. That's it.
Taking the legs away from Vaulun.
That had been the game plan. They wanted Morrison to come in low to be... Vaulun's corner.
They've certainly expended a lot of energy in these first 4 rounds. Oh, dynamite.
Vaulun with another fine combination.
Morrison is really unsteady on his feet. His ankles are turning.
Being very tactical tonight.
He certainly is. Tommy Gallagher.
And now Morrison on the attack. Morrison missing wildly on that one, but for the first time he stunned Vaulin.
Well, just like I said, he was still dangerous, and he's got him. McGill was worried about that. Dynamite uppercut.
And the crowd clearly on Morrison.
And that's slugging it out with a guy like Tommy Morrison. We haven't seen this in his previous fights.
But in the 5th round, Morrison found the opening he'd been hunting for.
Through the first 4, and Morrison still tied with a big left hand. And Vaulin's hurt.
Body shot. That's it. They may stop the fight here.
The Soviet giant hit the canvas, but Morrison wasn't finished teaching this lesson.
Sir looked on the verge of it.
Break.
Oh,
And Vaulin hurt again.
Turned his back. That's got to be it. A fighter turns his back. I can't believe that smolder. That's it.
That's it.
City, Tommy, the Duke Morrison.
Morrison claimed victory via 5th round TKO, dropping the Soviet warrior twice and forcing the referee to wave it off, keeping his undefeated record intact and his title shot dreams alive. And that's how the Duke showed the world that Soviet technical boxing means nothing when American power comes knocking at your door, proving once again that you can outbox a puncher until you can't. Drop a like and show the Duke some love in the comments. Thanks for watching.